Hello, friends. Hey, so very, very glad to be with you today. Can you believe we might actually be getting some fall weather right now? It is really, really nice outside. Hey, we're glad that you have tuned in. Hey, you're in for such a treat today. We have Mrs. Claus in the house today. Hey, Donna.
Hi.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Yeah, tell us about your family.
I have had, let's see, 45 years of living with a Mr. Claus.
Yeah.
And that's a very interesting subject all by itself. I have two wonderful children.
And their names are?
I have Donnie, who is security and director of children in our church.
Okay.
I have Lily, who is Lily. Yeah, she's a trip all by herself.
Yeah.
She's phenomenal, though.
Named after a very important person.
Yes,
right?
she is.
Yeah.
And honors it greatly.
Yeah.
And I have 5 wonderful grandchildren and 2 great-grands.
2 great-grands.
Yeah.
As you know, we have one with 2 more on the way.
Yes, I know.
Both coming the same week, according to the doctor.
Y'all are going to be deciding whose house to be at next, huh?
Well,
or they can just all come to you.
They will come to me, but the holidays are definitely going to be different this year than what they have been in the past.
I bet. Do I need to do a bigger ham?
Yeah, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Yeah, we met a few years ago.
Yes.
Okay, maybe a more than a few years ago.
Well, we met all in the same place at District Council.
Yep. There was a training meeting that you and Mr. Claus came into. What do you remember about that day?
My biggest memory of that day, because I like to be involved in so many things, was I was so busy helping Lily Pierce with WMs and missionettes and whatever they needed at that time. And Roland was so interested in finding out what's going on with this program with kids, because we're children's evangelists on the side, you might say. Maybe Santa Claus on the side, one way or the other. And we were just walking through the exhibits when we ran into Sadie the Clown. And we was getting ready to go to the class that Roland was dying to be in when he saw the photo album with you with a Santa. And God evidently spoke very loud to him, because he changed right then and there. He said, that ain't happening. Because he said, how do y'all get your Santa? And she goes, well, we rent him. He goes, this is a ministry for the Lord. It ain't going to happen. From that day forward, I had to change my costume, because Mrs. Claus got created that day. I had not been doing it with him, but I very quickly got a suit made and became Mrs. Claus. And the most interesting part is, when we get to the Metro office, I wasn't with Santa. They divided us. They divide and conquer. I went in one truck and he went in another. But, and I wondered how that would work. But the kids love it. That's all there is to it. Kids love it. They don't go, oh, it's Mrs. Claus. That's what I was afraid of. But they got so excited every time. And, of course, you've got your one and only picture that I could burn if I could find it. So I've had a very adventurous life.
We have many copies of that picture, so there's
sure
no way to destroy that file.
I would like the negative of that and burn it.
Oh, it's electronic now, sister, so you can't burn it.
Well, it's a thought.
Of course, there's some people that are watching us right now. They're going, negative? What is
What's
it?
a negative?
Exactly.
Negative is a bad word now.
Yeah.
But as awful a picture of me as that is, and that's the one thing about this whole thing that it has meant a lot to me through the years, is the thought that was running through my mind that day. That's why my face looked so stupid. But the thought that ran through my mind that day was, and it was really my first time to be on site to hand out stockings. It was my very first time. Roland, on the other hand, had been with you and had many stories of y'all's adventures. He'd come home with a new story every time, and I'd go, oh, man, I'm not sure I want to go with you. But if you can't be changed when you go, cover you up with dirt because you're dead. It's such an amazing moment. But the thoughts that ran through my mind with that day was, I cannot believe there's that many people lined up to get this stocking.
Mm-hmm.
That many people. And it was cold. It was snowing. And they made me stay in the bus. I was at the back of the bus pushing them out. And
pushing the stockings out, not the kids.
Yeah, well, they didn't get close enough to get pushed out. And it was just amazing. And from that point on, you couldn't have kicked me out if you tried.
Yeah.
I wanted to do any and everything. It didn't matter what.
Yeah. It's
an ugly picture, though.
Well,
just saying.
The ugly picture is Christmas for many of our kids.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's hard to imagine. For those of us that live in suburban America, we're worried about we're going to get enough lights on the house and the perfect gift and so forth and so on. And then most of our kids don't. There's you like you would ask them, okay, what's going to be underneath the Christmas tree? Well, what tree? There's no tree.
Uh-huh.
Let alone gifts. That's why many of the kids, they embrace either that gift or the stocking, whichever one they get, and they're not opening that. And the reason, because that is it.
That's it.
That's Christmas for them.
I always thought, we whine if we didn't buy the number of gifts we thought we should have bought for all of our family, and was somebody going to be upset because they didn't get another one, and these things are going through our head, and you go there and you watch them, and that one stocking, their eyes light up like you just gave them $100 bills.
Yeah.
It's worth that much.
Yeah.
And if you open one up, what's in it's not worth that much.
Right.
But to them, it's you just can't do it. You can't do it with a dry eye. I guarantee you can't do it without a dry eye. Unless you're dead.
The unique thing about the stockings are the shoe boxes, whichever.
Yeah, now they got the box.
Whichever one they do.
I still go with stockings.
Yeah. Culture's changed.
Yeah, it does.
Many moms, they don't sew anymore.
That's true. And we have very few in the church. Very few.
But it doesn't matter if it's in a box or if it's in a stocking. We don't know what's in those boxes. I mean, we give a recommended list, but first off, the list is so long you can't get all that stuff in there.
That's just true.
So when we pass those out, the prayer's the same. Say, Lord, okay, you know what this child needs. Make sure the right stocking or the right gift, gets into the right kid's hands.
And you know what? It happens.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It absolutely happens. And I ran into one of the ladies that begged for green and red felt. And I thought, we still have one that sews. That's cool.
Yeah.
And that church still turns in stockings. But there's so many that don't have that, and the boxes are perfect. They're actually better to give them what they got because it fits.
Right.
And the stocking, you're lucky if you could if you got the apple down in the toe, or You know, it might
Particularly if you're
fit.
trying to get a doll in there. Gets a little interesting. Quick.
But I noticed that the boxes they're really not that much bigger, but it's the space,
Yeah.
and the kids love it. I mean, they can't hardly wait to get to that point of the back of the bus. And then they've got to make it over to Santa or Mrs. Claus because they've got to have their picture made.
Yeah.
And some of them don't have anyone there with them to make one. A lot of them come and their parents are God only knows where. And so they don't have anyone, so that's an adventure on their part too. But you can sense it. You can, when they walk up, you can tell when there's one that really needs that box.
Yeah.
Really needs that stocking. And when they're stockings and you see them, feel them, you hunt for the fullest one. I know that's probably not legal, but you do it because you can feel that child hurting.
Right.
You can feel it. You don't have to talk to them. You can feel it.
We're at that time of the year when people are actually finishing up this project. You know, a lot of people they'll start in January because you can buy stuff about half what it'll cost you the rest of the year. But it's still not too late. So if you're watching today, and this speaks to you, hey, you'd like to be a part of our Christmas programs that are coming up in just 2 months, you can go to our website, dallasmetro.org. Click on Get Involved, and there's information there on how you can get involved in the Christmas program. Or you can take and contact Chrissy. It's C. Robertson at dallasmetro.org. Or you can call our office, 214-744-0848. Again, talk to Chrissy Robertson. She can give you all the information about how you can get involved, and you can take and provide gifts for Mr. and Mrs. Claus so they can help us get out to all of our kids this Christmas season. Wouldn't it be awesome to have an abundance
and you know, Clay,
of
if
gifts
they
this year?
give up just one meal, the amount of money they spend for one meal will take care of many children.
Particularly now. I mean,
unreal.
I'm not even sure you can eat at McDonald's anymore for $10. You know, right?
No, no.
So
we just had breakfast and it was 12. So you can, if you gave up just one meal to supply the need of several children to have Christmas, would be amazing.
Another program that you got involved in the not long after you got involved in Christmas was Queen for a Day. Now, most of our viewers today won't even know what they won't remember the television program, which is what this is named for. There's a television program where they would bring moms in and literally roll out the carpet, and they actually even put a crown. If you remember, they put a crown on those ladies. And treated them with royal treatment. And so a number of years back, Lily Pierce put together a program called Queen for a Day. Tell us about that.
If she could afford crowns, she'd have done it.
Yeah, true. That's true.
She called me and told me what she wanted to do and that she had talked to you. And she said, Donna, can you help me cater the meal for that? And the one thing I love to do more than anything in the world is to cook. And I said, I can do that. And she said, how much will it cost us? How low can we keep it? And I told her, and she was amazed because I wasn't adding on this great big large profit for me that didn't need to be. And we took and fed the ladies a big meal and had pizza there for whatever kids was turning out. And it was beautiful to see the ladies come in off the bus, and they did their hair and they did their nails and they did their makeup, and she had many, many, many prizes that had got donated inside for drawings. And it wasn't a drawing and one person or two people won. Every lady won a drawing. The names weren't through being pulled until every lady had won. And they walked out of there with the beam on their face. And a lot of those ladies go through so much.
Right.
That was worth $1 million to watch that. And I noticed through the years, how much the church grew with moms starting to want to be at church, with even dads wanting to be at church. Queen for a Day was phenomenal. Her services were phenomenal. Praying with the ladies, it was just unreal. And it didn't stop. Each year we kept doing it, and it just seemed to get bigger. And it was always, now, Donna, you're going to cook for 100 ladies. Now, it was y'all's job to find 100 ladies out there, which they're there, but it's getting them to come in was the new dilemma.
It's true.
But there was always enough. Always enough. Because God's enough. He's an on time and enough God. That's all there is to it. And Lily knew that, and that's how she felt. Her burden was just to go out and love someone, and she did.
Yeah.
And those ladies needed that love.
Yeah, we're still continuing that today. It's now called the Bloom Conference, and
Stacy does a great job with that.
Oh yeah. Stacy is.
Yes, she does.
To repeat what a friend of mine said, Stacy is a young Lily Pierce.
Oh, well, I said that to the beginning.
Yeah.
The first time I saw her, I thought, oh, my word. God just recreated Lily
That's true.
into another lady.
Same energy, same passion, same compassion,
Yes, it is. And her love for God and to allow the Spirit to move in her services are just like Lily.
Barbara,
it was wonderful.
Farino, she brought a group of ladies from Abilene, and so she called me ahead of time.
Yeah.
And she said, hey, we want to, our part is we want to pray for the moms. Okay. She said, we want to, so I'm thinking that she's going to pray for the moms at the altar, right? Which they did.
But there was more to it.
Yeah, there was. She said, we did this on a missions trip. He says, I know this works. She said, I would like to have a room with some worship music playing, and then we're going to come in and we're going to take and wash the women's feet. And pray for them. She said, how do you feel about that? And so I went, let me get back with you on that. Yeah, I wasn't real sure about how that was going to go. I wasn't real sure about how our moms. Let's just be real. In most church, when was the last time you were at a foot washing at church?
About 3 weeks ago.
Oh, see, well, that's not.
Maybe a little longer, but not much.
Yeah,
it was this year.
That's not in my DNA.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't real sure about that. And so, then she says, do you trust me? Oh, gee, man, that was kind of putting me on the spot. I went, well, her and Chuck have done a phenomenal job building the church out there in Abilene. And so I went, okay, well, she says, it's going to be you're going to be surprised. And so I remember as you were talking about the different things they do with ladies, they moved them around in shifts. So you've only got a handful at a time that you're actually ministering to. So I went in the room there, and I heard I could tell she was open the door. I went, oh, man, God's in this place. And I watched the volunteers as they were taking and washing our moms' feet, praying for them, and tears were just coming down on these. It's washing the feet. It's humbling on both sides.
Yes, it is.
It's humbling for the person that's washing the feet. It's also humbling for the person that their feet is being washed. It was a powerful, powerful time. So the Queen for a Day has become, even though it's geared to our moms, it's become something that we do every year, and it's very important in the lives of our moms. Just like Christmas, not only are we blessing the kids, we're actually blessing the moms too. something else that you guys are a part of. Not only do we give gifts or stockings to all the kids, if a mom asks us for a gift, we also have a Christmas store.
Oh, I love the Christmas store.
Tell us about that.
The Christmas store is pretty phenomenal. You walk in and they're signing moms in with their children's name. Of course, children cannot be there if possible. Right. Sometimes it's impossible. And by the way, when it's impossible, Santa sits over on some chairs and talks to them,
right? So
they don't go in.
Which occupies them.
Yeah, he's good at that. Yeah, and we go inside and they have tables and tables of clothes, and they give the mom a big trash bag and they say, "Get whatever you want." Mm-hmm. So they go through there and they're in a 1-on-1. If you turn them loose in the store, don't like shopping, and that's what they do. And then they go through and you have a paper with the kids' names and sizes and ages, and you go through and they get to pick a gift. And I don't mean a little Dollar Tree gift.
Yeah.
They are nice, very nice gifts. And they get to pick one for each child. And we take them down at the other end of the building and turn them in, and they wrap them and put their name on them. And while they're doing that, you take that mom and you go back around. They get stocking stuffers. They get a gift for mom.
Yep.
Sometimes there's coats there for them to get. Sometimes there's just a bunch of stuffed animals and they get to get an extra one just to put in the bag. And by the time they leave, they've got a huge bag of stuff. They got a huge bag of clothes, and they've got, usually there's a turkey or something there, or bread, and they get a stocking that we might have left. They get those too. And here they go. They've got a whole bunch of stuff to take home and put under the tree for those kids.
Yep.
And as a mom, I'm telling you, I had some hard days that was pretty tough. And to be blessed like that, a mom can't live without that. I don't know if you remember the year Cabbage Patch came out.
I do.
We're both old enough. But my daughter wanted one. I thought, there's no way I could afford a Cabbage Patch. So I began to pray. And this lady at church walks up to me and says, "Donna, I collected Cabbage Patches and I want to get rid of them. I'm redoing my house. I got about 10. Do you want them?" Now, my daughter asked for a Cabbage Patch, and she got like 10 different ones. We did not keep them. We shared. But that's not the point. Our God supplies the needs, and that at that Christmas store, these moms can feel God supplying that need.
Right.
Yeah, and you can feel it. I'm telling you, people, don't go to anything that's Metro unless you want your life changed.
The thing about the gifts, too, from at the Christmas store is that we make it very, very clear the Lord has provided this gift to the moms.
Yes.
And then the gift is from the mom
to the couch.
Exactly.
It don't have our name on it.
No. And something also is that we wrap those gifts. So when that mom walks out, that gift, it's not like the child's going to see it.
No.
It's in a big old trash bag. All the gifts are in there.
And they're wrapped inside that, so they're covered.
Something that's happened in the last few years, too, is Lone Star Analysis has really, really been good to us. So a shout out to Steve and your entire team there. In the last few years, they have really, really blessed us, and it's enabled us to be a larger blessing. So we don't normally do this, but here we are, second time, guys. Hey, if you'd like to be a part of our Christmas program, same contact as before. Just contact the office. It'll be your easiest way. Or you can email C. Robertson at dallasmetro.org, or call the office 214-744-0848 and say, hey, I want to talk to Chrissy about being a part of the Christmas program. It is a day, and it is a full day, but they'll be what they do is they ask people to come and volunteer for X amount of hours, so you won't be there all day, but Maybe you can come the day before and help us set up, whatever. There's all kinds of things you can, and there's tons of things to do. You can walk the kids. You can walk the moms through. You can. We need a lot of rappers. We're rapping.
Oh yeah.
We need people who can take and even if you can't rap, we've had men who've come that they're like me. That may not be your strength, but by the time you leave, you're really, really good at it.
Well, there's a lot of the men that come, and what they do is they get at the side door is they walk the moms and carry their stuff out to the car. That again is pampering that mom.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And it's wonderful. We have Life Challenge guys that come up just to do that.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. Teen Life Challenge in Dallas, they've helped us, I think, from the very beginning.
Yes.
With the Christmas store. They help us keep the toys put out, help us keep the trash.
Yeah, they do.
Off, and then, like I said, they help the moms get to their cars, or if they ride DART, they help them get onto the DART bus.
Yes,
so
they do.
There's an opportunity for everybody to help us.
And I love it because I've grown closer to them. I can go to anything in the section, and they see me before I see them.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's how God's family works.
Yeah. Well, about
we work as a family.
Absolutely. You know about our dream?
Yes, I do. Boy, do I know about your dream.
Yeah,
I've had
when
dreams
you said that,
about your dream.
It reminded me that you had the dream. The Lord gave you the dream before what we're currently working on even happened. So tell us about that.
You had called me in the office one day there on Fort Worth Avenue, I think is where we were at the time, and you was telling me what y'all wanted to do, and I looked at you kind of funny that day because I'd had a dream that night, and I dreamed about a building that y'all were going to be moving into, but I couldn't give you full detail that day because sometimes your dreams are just kind of vague, and God did it again, and every time I would do it, it would be more clear. And I kept dreaming that you were going to be moving into, what's the name of the church?
Lighthouse.
Lighthouse, thank you. I was going to be moving in, y'all were going to move into Lighthouse, and I'd giggle. Even in my sleep, I'd giggle. That's a big, beautiful church. Mm-hmm. We're not getting that. They're not going to move out and just give us the church. Come on, God, what's going on? And it kept occurring, and one day I walked in and you said, Donna, you got to see this new building. It wasn't new by no means. It was the original Lighthouse. And I thought, well, there it is. Mm-hmm. God's given us the Lighthouse Church. And I just knew that was the answer. And actually, a lot of the description fit what was in my dream. It wasn't complete, but it made more sense than many of them that we had walked around and prayed, but I kept saying that's not exactly what was in my dream. And then one day you said it fell through, and my heart just burst. And I just started praying harder. And then you came to me and said, Donna, guess what? They've donated land next door to the Lighthouse.
Yep.
And I thought, we are getting there where that new Lighthouse Church was.
Yep.
And it's just an amazing dream because God kept telling me the Lighthouse. I really could not envision us being at the new church. Come on. They've got a thriving church there going great. Why would God move them? Of course, God can do whatever he wants to. But then God gave me something else. And I've said it to you, and I'm going to say it now where everybody in the world can hear it because you're going to listen.
Okay.
God told me it's going to happen. It's going to happen, Clay. God told me it was going to happen just like it did for the guy that built the ark in Kentucky. Everything he did before it came time, and he thought, I don't have the money for that. God, how are we going to do that? Somebody would walk in and give it to him or supply the work. And it was all there, just laid out, one piece at a time. He didn't walk into it all in one hunk. And I think that's because he has to keep you on your knees praying.
That's why my knees are hurting, is what you're telling me.
Well, it's affecting me too. and I know without a doubt I'm going to get to watch that building occur and build up beautiful to supply the need of more families. And you'll think, oh, it's a big new building, they won't want the These families come and they're dirty. A lot of them are dirty and smelly and rowdy. Some are mean. Some are hurting, but they're mean because they're hurting.
Right.
But that's what this building's going to supply the need of. The ones that are hungry and the ones that are hurting. We're not going to have to go find a building to rent. It's going to be your forever home. Forever home. And I don't get scared of losing you. When you get sick, I just pray for you to feel better because you're not dying because you don't have a forever home yet. It's going to get built in your time. God's got a plan. And I am so don't ever start that one unless you want to see me get excited. Because I'm waiting to watch God's answer.
Yeah. And we believe that He will provide.
He is. Not will.
It has been
doing
an interesting journey.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. And but I do believe this is what the Lord has for us right now.
Mm-hmm. I do.
It's
amazing.
We're missing. We have this new generation, and you know our staff well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you have seen the Lord raise them up.
Yes, I have.
And it's incredible what they're doing, the impact that they're having on the city. They're missing a major tool. The Lighthouse has been very kind to us. Not only are they providing land, but we're renting facilities from them right now.
Yes.
It's allowing us to continue to do the ministry in spite of the fact that we do not have a permanent home. But these guys, they need that the thing that's going to help them take this to the next level. It's going to allow them to reach more people than we have thus far as this new permanent home.
Yeah.
So if you're watching today, thank you for being here. Hey, I hope you've had a great time with Mrs. Claus today.
I have.
She's been a good friend for a long, long time, and she's believing for a miracle for us. And so I'm asking you today, would you join with us?
Help supply that need.
Yeah. We just need people standing in faith. People ask me all the time, say, how are you going to pay for this? How's this going to happen? Going, Clay, do you know any millionaires? All I know is if we'll do what God asks us to do, then the need will be met. How only He can meet it. So I'm asking you today, hey, would you go to our webpage, dallasmetro.org, and click on All In, and then click on What is All In. And then you'll see the pictures there that Michael Cathcart has drawn for us. And then would you prayerfully consider today, say, Lord, what's my part? What can I do to be a part of the miracle that's going to happen in the inner city of Dallas? And I believe as you do that, together we're going to see God do what only He can do. And you're going to be a part. I don't know about you, but I want to be a part of what God's doing in our city. You can do that, and I believe you're going to do that today. Hey, thanks for joining us today. Really appreciate having Mrs. Claus in the house with us.
Thank you for having me.
It's my privilege. Thank you for being our friend.
Really do.
Folks, we'll see you next week. God bless you. Bye-bye.